Hare Krishna, dear friends. We're back in the kitchen for another episode of Prasad Will Save You. Easy recipes for the Kali Yuga. Today we're doing lentils or dal. I get a lot of questions about my lentils, so decided to share this recipe. It's super easy. So we're using a mixture of lentils today. Use whatever you have in the cabinet. I'm using mixed and mung and split mung. So we're going to do a cup of dried lentils. A cup will feed around 6 to 7 people. So when you pour things, you want to do it over a bowl because if you spill it, it goes in the bowl. Cooking should be fun and not messy or scary or stress inducing. Always remember to offer your food up to the Lord when you're cooking, and everything will go very nicely. So we've got our cup of dried lentils. We're going to put that in the bowl, and we're going to go over to the sink and wash it off. We want to wash it off 3-5 times just to get all the impurities out. All right, spices. This is important. So we're going to do a teaspoon of black mustard seeds, and then we're going to do a teaspoon of black cumin seeds, and then we're going to do a tablespoon of medium curry powder. You can use whatever curry powder you like. This is the one that I had. We're also going to do a tablespoon of turmeric. I like to put all my spices together in a bowl so I don't have to mess with individual spoons while I'm cooking. We're going to go back to our teaspoon, and we're going to do a little less of a teaspoon of the red chili powder. You can use more if you want to. The same with the garam masala and the cumin. So we've got cumin powder and cumin seeds, but they're black cumin seeds, so they're a different flavor. And 3 bay leaves. And those are all our spices. Washing out the lentils. Like I said, we want to wash them off 3 to 5 times just until the water's not cloudy anymore. And then we're going to soak them for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They cook quickly, so they don't have a long soaking time. All right, we want to heat up our pot first. Never cook with a cold pot. Always put your pot on and heat it up. We're going to go in with 1/8 of a cup of avocado oil. Sometimes I use coconut oil. It really depends. We've got our avocado oil in there, and then we're going to go right in with our spices. And it's easier just to dump it all from a bowl. Mix those in with the oil. There's not going to be any sounds in this video because I'm doing a voiceover. So imagine that there's a lot of sizzling going on. Add our bay leaves. Someone said that 1 bay leaf is plenty for anything, but I've been using 3 and it adds a really nice flavor to things. After our spices are incorporated into our oil, we're going to add our lentils. We want to make sure that our heat's not too high or otherwise we'll burn everything. And you'll know very quickly if you are burning stuff. And we just want to incorporate the oil in with the lentils, coating all of the lentils with our hot spicy oil. And then once we're satisfied with that, we're going to add 2 cups of water. Now I add total about 5 cups of water, but I start with 2, let it come up to temperature, stir it around, and then add more water as it cooks. Scrape the sides. Right now I've got the heat on high. Then we're going to add our salt. That's a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. I'm starting off with a teaspoon of salt, but you can always add more. It's hard to remove salt, but everybody likes their stuff spiced differently. And then we're going to go in with black pepper. And then after the black pepper, we're going to use our hing. Hing's a real good garlicky onion flavor because we don't cook with onions or garlic in our temple kitchen. So hing is a great flavor replacement for that. And then we're just going to stir it until it boils. Once it gets to a good boil, we're going to add some more water. So we've added 4 cups total right now, but we're going to add 1 more to make it 5. And you're going to add more water as it cooks. If it looks dry, add water to it. This is not rocket science, but people get confused and they want to see recipes as something set in stone. But recipes are just an idea of a combination of ingredients that somebody else wrote down. So don't be scared to go against the recipe or to add stuff. Recipes are just a concept from somebody else. I've got my heat. I'm going to turn it down to about medium. And then I'm going to cover it. I'm going to leave it cracked. That's real important. You don't want it to boil over. So that can let the steam escape. And then we're going to set our timer for 20 minutes. And we're going to let that do its thing until the alarm goes off. All right, check it out. That's how it's been for 20 minutes. A lot of the liquid is absorbed and the lentils are starting to get that like signature creamy texture. I just added a cup of water and I'm going to stir it around some more. And at this point in time, I'm going to cover it again, leave it cracked. I'm going to turn the heat down to low. And it's been cooking for a little bit longer. It's starting to get almost all the way there. It looks real nice. I've got my heat on low. This time I'm going to cover it all the way closed. I'm going to set my timer for 20 more minutes. Looking good. And boom. That's it. That's the dal. Gonna present it to God. Say our prayers. Always offer your food to God. Super important. And then we will enjoy our lentils. There's Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master. And that's lentils. Let me know in the comments what you think.